am going to share with you our November update and all the things that went and didn't. Stick around. Welcome to the channel. My name is Morgan here at The Life of Tillmans. If this is your first time, I am so happy to have you here in this space. I hope that while you're here, you find everything that you need, love, and enjoy right here on the channel. If you haven't done so already, go ahead, click that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you do not miss any of the videos uploaded on our channel. If you've been with me before, welcome back. It is November. No, it is not. It's December 1st. I can hardly believe that. And I'm just gonna stop saying it because time is just like zooming by and we just have to get used to it because there's nothing that we can do. We can't stop time. We can't speed it up. We can't slow it down. We can't pause it, nothing. We just have to roll with it. So I'm rolling with the time and I'm making the best of what we have. So in true Tillman fashion, as usual, it was a jam-packed month, but I like it like that. Not busy, out of control busy, but like busy doing what you want to do busy. I loved it. So we started out November ending my daughter's first volleyball season with the homeschool team. Amazing. They went to nationals and placed third, which was awesome for a group of girls who majority of them had never even played volleyball before. They did amazing. Brenna really connected with some of the girls on her team and is really developing lifelong friendships. I'm all about that as well. And hopefully when the season starts again in August of 2022, a lot of them will come back and they can just start a new season and pick up where they left off. So it was great. They had a banquet, they all dressed up, they looked all fancy and nice and hugged and loved on each other. It was a really good time. So after that, she went right into starting another basketball team with the same homeschool organization. So we're currently in basketball practice 4 days a week, sometimes 5, and games. And that's just the life. She's enjoying it. She's eating right and she's resting and going to bed early. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? November was also a really big month for Brenna again because it was her birthday. She turned double digits, number 10. And of course, because she loves crafts, she wanted to go to a place, it's called Paint and Station, where they can pick their own ceramic figurines and they can paint them there. So we had her birthday party there, which was awesome. All of the girls really had a good time. 13, 14 girls or so, a few moms, and we had a blast. We made a homemade cake. She wanted to make her own cake, so we did that together. We iced it. Now, it was not a picture of perfection. However, it tasted magnificent and everyone loved it. So that's a win always. So she enjoyed her birthday and got to create something amazing, which was her unicorn. She's all into unicorns now. Unicorns and Harry Potter. I'm not really sure what that's all about, but that's her thing. So she got to paint her unicorn and do it with her friends and had a really good time. So that is how our November started with extra activities. We are about to jump into more dance stuff. I said that in the last video. So that's just the life. That is our extracurricular life over here. Now moving on to our November thankfulness. Back in October toward the end, I posted some things that we were going to try to do for the month of November, all centered around thankfulness. Well, of those 6 things, we were able to do 2. It was a little struggle. One of the biggest things was that we wanted to reach out to a different family member every single day for the month of November, just to say hello, catch up, tell them we love them, we're thankful for them in our lives, and see how they were doing. We found that to be a struggle the first 6 to 7 days because for us, the optimal time to call people is the middle of the day or up during the day because we get really busy in the evenings with extracurricular activities. Well, anyone who works, you know, if you work outside the home, that working during the day, you're probably not likely to answer the phone because you're working. We get that. And then your evenings are more free time. So we weren't able to call as many people up during the day. We kind of had to switch to text messaging, and then we had to batch call people on the weekends. However, we were able to reach out to a ton of our family, which was a plus. And I don't want this to be just an isolated November thing, but that's how it started. But it was really good to catch up with family. We were able to wish several people happy birthday because they had birthdays in November. And then with us having Thanksgiving, we got together with our family this year, which is the first time in like 2 years, I think. 2 years. And so we were able to get together with family. That gave us an additional opportunity to talk to some other family members and chat and catch up. So all in all, I'll say it was great. Another part of that we were able to do was cleaning out our home and donating those items to a nearby shelter, where they don't have to pay for it. They just simply get a voucher and they go in. The clothes are hung up on racks. The toys are organized on racks, shoes. They have a really high standard for the types of items that are donated there, because a lot of the people here at this facility are going for job interviews and things like that, and they need nice clothing. Their children are going to school and they want to send them looking nice to school if possible. What I love is that they don't have to buy it. That is a big thing for me. I don't necessarily want to, if I don't have to, donate to a place where people have to purchase the items. But I do know that there are a lot of places that even though they have to purchase it, it's a really, really low cost. So we donated about 5 to 6 boxes. Majority of it was clothing from my husband all the way down to our youngest daughter, for them to be able to use, all in-season items. So I'm just praying that those clothes were a blessing to someone. We did have a couple of toys that we were able to donate over there as well, but majority of it was clothing. But it always feels really good to be able to give to other people and provide people with things that they need. If you didn't get a chance to see it, I will link it down below, but our fall bucket list, we were just kind of chopping away at that. We got about half of the things done on our fall bucket list, which is really good considering how busy everything is around us. But we picked some of the most important and we were very intentional with those things. So everything else will just stay on the bucket list. Like I said before, bucket list is not like this thing that you do it all and then boom, that's it. You may go back to some of those things several times, or you may not get to it until next year. Whatever it may be, just remember those things are on your list. You may decide in a few months that, that's not really something you want to do. It's just a running list of possibilities for things for you to do. And for us to be able to get half of those things knocked off of the list and enjoy them was a plus. I will link down below also my October update so that you can see what we did for October, and some of those things were on that list. All right, let's talk curriculum, because that is a big thing. People are like, how's it going? Did you like it? Did you get through it? Did you find any hiccups? All of the things. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of our curriculum. Now, remember, we are going into, or have already started into, our holiday schedule. So some things we're not even touching anymore. But one thing, huge success, I will say, is that the girls finished up their Wordly Wise curriculum. I want to say like the second week of November, they were done with it, which was awesome. I did go back for a few days and have them retest on some of the words that were a little bit more challenging for them, which was good. They enjoyed that. They didn't have any problems with that. So we are going to be moving on to, I will have one in level 4 and one in level 3. They've been doing 2 and 3, so now they'll be 3 and 4. And we won't start that until January. I already have the books here. They are ready to go. And so in January, when we start back to school after the holidays, they will just crack open that Wordly Wise and get started all over again. I can say that there were times where it was pretty challenging for them. There were also times where they didn't want to do it. And I think part of that is because it was challenging. But they have learned some new words and they are using them in everyday language, or they're pointing out, oh my gosh, Mom, that was in my Wordly Wise. It means da 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 da, which that is all I wanted. That's it. I simply wanted them to be able to expand their vocabulary so that when they see those words, they understand them. They're not having to guess at it. That's what it's all about. Just expanding your vocabulary and having a good time doing it. The other things that they were working on were spelling, handwriting, and word ladders. Spelling and word ladders, they have about 7 to 10 lessons, which equates to weeks. So we are looking at mid to end of February, because we are not working on those right now. So we have put the spelling down. And the word ladders, they have about 20 to 25 pages, which they do 1 page a day. So it will be the same for that one. We're looking at mid-February, beginning to mid-February, when they will be done with that. Handwriting is an ongoing thing. They simply do 1 page a day. We're not doing that right now unless they feel like it. When they have free time and they just want to go and get something, they're welcome to grab handwriting if they want to, or anything else. If they wanted to pick up spelling, they could too as well, but they don't. They don't go for those things. They go for educational games, reading books, all of that kind of stuff, crafts or whatever. They don't go for the spelling. I'll just keep that really 100% honest with you. But so they will be done with those as well. Handwriting is just an ongoing thing. We are doing, what handwriting are they doing? I just drew a complete blank. They are doing the good and the beautiful. Whew, that was so hard. They're doing the good and beautiful, for handwriting. So whenever they're done with those handwriting books, I think they're doing levels 3 and 4, then we will move on to something else for their handwriting curriculum. But they really do enjoy it. They enjoy coloring the pictures that they have for almost every lesson. There's like a picture for them to color or recreate down at the bottom of the page. And that part, they love it. And they do enjoy handwriting. And it's a really good, solid, in my opinion, solid handwriting curriculum for my girls. Let's see, master books. We finished the first semester of master books. There are 36 lessons in master books and the girls are on lesson 24. So we are again looking at them being done with master books probably by the end of February. And I'm just kind of gauging it here because I know that we will not do master books every day the way we were previously since it's the holiday schedule. So we'll get back to probably our regular schedule in January, because remember, I'll link that video down below as well for our holiday schedule, but we will be incorporating more games and interactive books for language arts. So they may not pick up their language arts books, or they may decide that they want to sit down and do a whole week's worth of lessons in one day. I'm all for it. As long as they're getting it and understanding it, and then we reinforce that or supplement with other activities and things that we have available for them. So if they're on lesson 24 and it goes to 36, that's 12 lessons left. So we're looking at 12 weeks if they don't move any faster than that. We'll see. I don't know. Math, Maggie is still doing teaching textbooks. It's getting more challenging for her. For a while, she was bored. It wasn't working. So what we did in November is at the beginning of November, I just started allowing her to take the quizzes. And once she got to a point to where she made less than a 90% on a quiz, then we picked up with the lessons there. So she took about 3 quizzes. And I think on that 3rd quiz, she made like an 85. So we started the lessons at that point right there. And that's where she's been going. So I believe that there are about 120 lessons. I believe she is on about lesson 80, maybe. So we're looking at 40 lessons. There are probably 3 to 5 tests within that as well. So once again, we're still looking at around March or so, end of February, March, when we will be making some curriculum changes. But she does still like it. We pull out manipulatives with it. It's going good. And we may not pick teaching textbooks for her for next year. I don't know. At this point, I'm not 100% sure, but she does still like it. I just think she's getting older and I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it right now, but some things are changing with regards to her and that specific math curriculum. So I don't know. I'll keep you updated for sure. My big girl, 4th grader, is still doing Saxon math. The best thing for her. I mean, it is absolutely the best thing. It keeps her having to think. Now, are there days where she's frustrated? 100%. There are days where I have to really drill into her what it is that she's working on. The spiral approach to it is exactly what she needs. She's not a mastery girl. There are lots of curriculums that you will find that are mastery approach, meaning they drill home whatever the concept is, division. Drill it for 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then you'll move on to multiplication. And for another 5 weeks, that's all you'll do. Whatever the concept is, that is a mastery approach. Saxon is a spiral approach. So with every lesson she has, there is at least one question from a previous lesson. At least one. Her sections are getting longer. The most amount of questions that she will have in any lesson is 30, but that does not include the mental math, the math drills that she has to do, which is 100 questions, 5 minutes max. Then she has mental math, then she has a lesson, and then a lesson practice, and then the actual mixed lesson, which they call it a mixed lesson because they add in questions from all of the previous lessons. It is intense, but it is exactly what she needs. And we started out with a struggle in the beginning after we tested her to the level where she needed to start within this one. She's doing Saxon 5-4 right now. But now she's into a groove. We are into a groove, and I'm checking her work. She's checking her own work, and then I'm checking behind her. And then we're doing together any problems that she missed. But the spiral approach and the way they do it is exactly what she needs. It just helps her to continue to keep those concepts in her mind so that she doesn't forget how to do them. And we are having a few challenges with measurements and conversions. She's not at the level. They usually start conversions, I believe, like 6th grade. She's not at the level to where she's supposed to know, how to do the cross conversions, but just remembering that, 1 meter is 3 feet or whatever it may be. Those are things that we're really working on as well. So Saxon is golden for me. I'm a math girl, and I feel like it is definitely giving her the challenge that she needs, but not to the point to where it is like beating her self-esteem down, because each day she comes in, she's like, all right, let's do this. And that's what I love. It's not like, oh, this is going to be the worst thing ever. It's like, I can do this. I know it's not going to be easy, but I can do it. We are picking back up with our My Father's World curriculum. We took a week off for Thanksgiving, but still loving that, moving at our own pace. It brings a lot of interaction. It gives us our history, our science, geography. It gives us some history, but science, geography, Bible incorporated in there, art and music. Really loving that. The girls don't want to put it down. And honestly, I'm not sure, with us adding in our Advent studies and adding in the games and just kind of like what I would call like free learning that we're doing for December, I don't know if My Father's World is really going to fit in for our December. Now I am 100% on board with it and love it, and we will restart that. If it doesn't fit into our December schedule, we will definitely restart it in January the way we were doing previously. But I just don't know. I don't know how everything's going to fit in there, and where our interest level is going to be peaked with the December change up in add-ins. So I don't know. We'll see. As usual, I will keep you updated, but I'm not really sure how it's going to go in there. But I'm excited about it, just figuring it all out, and we love it. So it's not a loss for us because we know that we're going to pick back up with it. So we'll see how it goes. We have not picked up our history curriculum, which was Oh Freedom. We haven't touched it yet at all, and we won't until January, and we will start back. The girls keep asking, when are we going to start the Game of Silence again, which is a book that we were reading and when we stopped. And I will probably just backtrack and start that book from the beginning, because I think we stopped on like chapter 5 or 6, and I don't know that I can give them a recap to where it will keep us engaged moving forward. So I will probably just start that book over, which is not a big deal. Start that book over in January, and then we'll keep going with our history curriculum. With that, even though we're not doing our history curriculum, the month of November, if you didn't know, was Native American Heritage Month. And we live in a state where there is a very rich Native American history and presence here. Love it. We had the First Americans Museum that just opened up, I think October, it may have been September. And that was what we did for our November field trip. Stick around for that, because I'm going to give you all the details of how I felt, how the girls felt, everything about it. I have pictures and all of that coming up. So stick around for that. But we did do that. But with this being Native American Heritage Month, we were able to do quite a few Native American heritage like crafts, that gave us some rich history. So I'm going to show you some of the crafts that we did that were related to Native American Heritage Month, and then just some other crafts that we just did just because we like doing crafts. So I have my little craft bin here. So I just keep the girls' crafts that they do every month in that bin, and that way they don't get lost. And then once I show them to you guys, the girls are free to take them wherever they want. The first thing, which is something we are still working on, and this is a birch tag bead art. This is challenging. not gonna lie to you, very challenging, but I'm up for it. And the girls, I think this is Maggie's. This is Maggie's that she's working on. And it's a flower. These beads are super small, but it came with a little booklet that talked about the history of this bead art. And when we went to the museum, one of the things that we noticed was the amazing beadwork that Native Americans do all the time. And so we thought we would try our hand at it. This was actually one of the kits that we picked up from the library as they observe Native American Heritage Month. So we are still working on this. This will take us a little bit of time. There are actually two of these. We have one like this and then another purple flower. And then you will put it onto the birch bark. So excited about being able to complete this. And hopefully maybe by the next update, our December update, you may get to see the completed projects for that. One of the other things that we did in observance of Native American Heritage Month is we learned more about the bison and how the bison were very important to the history, to the life and the whatever they had to do to survive for Native Americans back in the day. Food, clothing, shelter, everything. And so it came with this booklet here. Let's see if I can gather my supplies. It came with this booklet, and what this was a coffee ground bison art is what we did. This is baby girls that I just showed you. So the little crumblies that you see on there, those are coffee grounds. I did do the cutting of the bison out for her, but she did the rest of it. The cutting and the pasting and the gluing, she did all of that, which was awesome. And in this booklet, it gave us some history and information about how the bison was used and the importance of the bison. It was nice. It was a really good history lesson for us. And it was fun. I mean, can I just say hats off to fun history lessons? That's all. The next thing that we did, which is also related to Native American Heritage Month, is we did a contemporary Native American contemporary art. So we had this pamphlet here, and it gave us information on the front. We were to look up the artist that they have on here with the link that you see and just explore. So it says explore, then examine, and then create, which is where we created our own. And then you imagine, and then you learn. So we went through this and we used oil crayons. They provided the oil crayons. This was another kit that we picked up from the library, but they provided the oil crayons for us. And we each chose an animal for our art project. And I'll show you everyone's art here. This is Mallory's. Now I did draw the fish for her, but she colored it. And these oil crayons, I'm gonna get some more of them. I don't have them on me right now, but they're Crayola brand oil crayons. It's just something about how they go on. They're very soft. It was nice. I really liked it. So this was Mallory's, and Brenna chose a snake. So we also chose animals that, or whatever, these. We chose things that were more prominent in the Native American culture. And so that's why we picked this. So we had the fish, we had the snake. Maggie chose a rabbit. And then I did a turtle. So that artwork was really, really nice. And this paper, I'm not really sure. There's something, I can say that there's something different about it. It's not just regular black paper. I'm not really sure. I'll have to look in the kit and see if they have anything specific about the paper in case you want to recreate this, but it was nice. So that was our artwork, all related to Native American Heritage Month, which was awesome. Some of the other things that we did crafts this month, just fall crafts. The girls created these really cool fall wreaths, and they're not real, but leaves. We cut out the leaves, had the copper paper. I'll link the video down below where I shared the information about kits. I just showed all of the kits that we had and the contents that were in those kits. And so I will link that so that you guys can see it. But they created these awesome wreaths here. This one is Mallory's wreath. I did the cutting for her. She did all the gluing. This one is Magdalene's. Oh no, this is Brenna's wreath. And then this one is Magdalene's wreath. Another thing that we were able to do this month is that the Nutcracker is here. I have a dancer and she loves everything about the Nutcracker and everything about dancing. So the library had a free class where you could go and they could learn a piece of the dance for the Nutcracker. I took her and baby girl, and Maggie also was able to meet up with one of her friends, which was awesome. So they had a little dancing play date, which is fun. But they also gave us a Nutcracker kit. In that kit, they were able to create a little Nutcracker. So they created here, and then they had the dancer here as well. So they did those. These were super easy. It was a kit that was given to us as well. And they had a good time doing this. And then also Brenna loves unicorns, and they had an extra unicorn kit. And so we just picked that one up as well when we went to pick up the Nutcracker, but she created some unicorns. And this is just simply a toilet tissue roll covered in paper with yarn and some glittery paper for ears. So I'm going to link the video down below in case you want to recreate any of these. All of the supplies are listed in that video, and you can just screenshot it, and that way you'll have all the supplies. Those are our crafts for the month of November. We have an ongoing project right now. We're still finishing up the leaves and the color changing leaf project. But I have pulled out all of our Christmas crafts. We are moving on to Christmas everything. And if you saw this shelf that has all of our Christmas crafts, you would be like, whoa. But we're going to do it. Not to mention there are crafts in our Advent books that we will be using for our Advent study as well. So crafts everywhere. As usual, we're going to do crafts. I did forget about one. This is the cutest little thing, right? You're going to love it. Just wait. The girls, the two younger daughters, were able to create a pumpkin or sweet potato pie, whichever you want to call it. So cute. This is simply a plate that is cut into these triangles. This is orange tissue paper. They had some light color brown paint and a cotton ball for your whipped cream. And Magdalene also put cinnamon on top of hers. Just a fun little craft for them. These will go in the trash, but it was fun just to create a little pie slice. All right, that is it for our November update. Lots of fun activities, lots of growing to do, lots of history received, and we're moving on. It's behind us and it was fun. So we're gonna move on to everything in December. I'm excited. I did a video about our December bucket list. Go check it out so you can see some of the things that we're gonna be doing. Mind you, this bucket list is shorter than normal because December is like our family time, and I don't wanna jam pack it with tons of stuff that we're not going to get to. But we put some of our top things on the list, and we're hopefully going to tackle those. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you had an amazing November. Comment down below. Tell me, what was the best thing about your November? I want to know all about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Click that notification bell, and I will see you right back here at The Life of Tillmans for another video next time. Bye.